Yo, what is up everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. So hope you guys are all having an amazing day today. And in this video, we're going to be going over the Atlas Spring Blossom season. As you guys are either aware or not aware, the Atlas season, the Springvale, I think, Springvale, yes, right? Maybe, no, Winter Jewel, there we go. The Winter Jewel Atlas season is about to end on the 3rd, so coming up. And here is the information. Now, there are a lot of changes. Some good, some bad, some are like kind of mediocre. Not entirely sure how I feel about all of them, to be quite honest with you. But regardless, we will go over them in this video. So, prepare for a new season in the lands of Atlas. The current Atlas Winter Jewel season will be ending on April the 3rd. And the new, also before Atlas season, Arlene, Spring Blossom season arrives on Thursday, April 4th, which is actually my birthday. Holla, fam. So yeah, I'll be turning 17. So I'm still a kid, but I'm like closer to being an adult. Yay. Teamwork will be utmost importance as always. So gather the troops and set the skies for the battle. The Atlas Spring Blossom season ends on June 25th, and all prizes must be claimed by then, as the Spring Blossom badges will not be usable in the seasons. So on Tuesday 2nd, it will be going under a maintenance update where it will be unavailable to click on, as well as the 4th. Now, here's the changes. So previously, they had 5 offensive and 5 defensive gear branches that contained 2 elite pieces of gear. But this season, we will reduce the number of gear branches available while increasing the amount of elite gear pieces available. Additionally, we will be increasing the number of riders available, going from 1 to 2. So here's like this little thing where they compare the 2 seasons. So you can see that there's 5 rider gear branches, and then it has 2 elites for offensive. This time, there will be 2 offensive rider gear branches with 4 elite each. And by the way, those 2 offensive branches, it's not like you will have the opportunity to get like 2 gloves or something. The 2 branches are separate, and it's like 2 different like sets of the same gear. Okay, or sorry, same gear of the same set. So for example, you get like, technically speaking, you could get a full set of gear or of 1 element, but you can change like what element you want. I'll explain that in just a second. But anyways, so the total elite gear that you get was at 10 for offensive and defensive. So technically speaking, you got 20 offensive elite gear per season. Now, you'll get 2 times 4, which is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. So you'll get 16 pieces of gear technically. They are increasing, though, the rider branches by 1. So this time they'll have a offensive rider, but also a defensive rider. So that's going to be cool. And then the 4 Primarch buff branches will remain unchanged. So they're going to be moving away from the format of previous seasons and bringing the format closer of that to the main game seasons. So the new Atlas season will utilize a tree-like structure that will require players to complete 2 of the branches before unlocking the 3rd. Now, the way that this will work is you have to complete, wait, hold on. It said, yeah, okay, all right, yeah. So you have to complete both of these branches, get a full set of gear in order to unlock the final, the final rider. So you're basically going from what, 5, 10, like 16, 15 lines, down to what? 6, and then you add 4 to that, so that would be 10 lines, which might be like, okay, so it's going to be less sigils total in order to finish them all. No, which I think is going to be, there's a catch to all this, and I'll explain that in just a second. So the branch and content and costs. The overall cost of the Atlas season will remain the same, and the overall content, besides the major changes mentioned above, will remain largely the same. Additionally, a repeatable Atlas chest will be available at the end of each rider branch that will allow players to spend any excess Atlas badges, which is nice because like people like me, because for example, I have like 6,000 extra badge chests. I maxed out the season. Someone had like 30,000 excess badge chests. I'm like, what the and then it's like crazy, you know? So that is nice, so you don't have to wait the entire season in order to exchange those bad chests for the normal Atlas chest. So, in terms of prizes, this is total. Gold packs go from 666 to 668. Good job, PG, for changing that. Red Rider shards will be 1,056, which is an increase by 2. 1-star tokens, basically used as crafting scrolls, are going to go down some. 12-hour timers will go up. Bullhorns will be going up. You know, you guys can see the rest. Same amount of chests. The crafting shards are going up, which is pretty nice. And then the badge cost is going down by like 75. So, not really that big of a deal. Okay, so the progression prizes, as you guys can see right here, you can read this. So let's say you have all elite gear for a particular element. You can choose to get 500k crafting shards for any element instead of one piece of gear, which is kind of nice for people who have maxed every single season. I think there's only like 10 or something. But for those who have, that's a crazy good deal. And then you have the offensive and defensive. So, here are the Dragon Riders, the twin brothers. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Here's the skills. I will do a video on that separately because people have a lot of questions for that. Now, in terms of the owner-based leaderboard and all that, same as, I think, last season. And then here are the prizes, 1,100 days worth of speed-ups, which is very nice. Yeah, so here's the deal, okay? Do I like this change? Sorta. The only issue is like, okay, so for example, I just got into Atlas the very first season, like the Atlas season, right? So I didn't get basically any gear the first Atlas season. So I don't have any gauntlets, I don't have any elite helmets. The issue with that is that I have elites, I got all the elites the last 2 seasons, and then the season before that, like I almost got all of them. So for me, I was really hoping to finish off all of those pieces, or all of those sets of gear. What this is going to make you do is you can only get one offensive helmet this entire season. Which kind of sucks, right? Because even though technically it's like about the same pieces of gear, previously it was only 2 pieces of gear, and it's just the same 2 pieces of gear for every single line. This time, you only get 1. Which is kind of like 1 period. There isn't like 1 helmet for each, you know, different element. You only get 1 helmet of whatever element you choose, and that's it for this season. So that's kind of sucky. But if, you know, let's say you got like Cert or something, and you have no fire pieces of offensive gear, and you're like, hey, I want a full offensive set of gear for my Cert. You know what? Finish these 2 lines and you're Gucci. Okay? Now, as I mentioned before, they're reducing the amount of lines in the season. The issue with that is that the price didn't change. Which means the prices themselves, per like thing that you have to claim, is technically speaking more expensive. So it's going to be harder, technically, harder to finish off multiple lines for some people, right? Because I think logically speaking, that's how it's going to work. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might just be stupid. Very possible. But as a 16-year-old, obviously, like, we know everything. Duh. Generation Z for life. But yeah, so it is going to increase the amount of sigils it's going to take. Or, sorry, the amount of badges it's going to take per prize. But I think in the end of the day, a lot of people are going to be happy with this. You know, there is the downside, again, like I mentioned, if you missed out on the first season or something, and you want to get all the gauntlets for each element, you know, that is the downside. But, overall, they have an increase of prizes. I mean, who can really complain, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is decent. The big thing is, most importantly, the fact that they're reducing timers by 30% next season in, Atlas events. They better frickin' change that. Or else they're going to have a lot of triggered players. At least more than they already do. So, anyways, that is the season. Let me know what you guys think of it down in the comment section below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.